The U.S. Department of Justice announced today that they have opened a civil investigation into 2 prison facilities here in California.
The Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla is the largest state prison for women in California and is under investigation. Action News reporter Brisa Colon is live in studio with the sex for favors accusations. Brisa?
Warren and Graciela, the Department of Justice says this investigation comes after extensive review and, quote, significant justification. They're looking to see if the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation failed to protect inmates from being sexually abused by prison staff.
Correctional staff at both facilities reportedly sought sexual favors in return for contraband and privileges.
2 California women's prisons now under investigation. They are the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla and the California Institution for Women in Chino. The U.S. Department of Justice announced Wednesday that they've opened a civil investigation to see if the prisons failed to protect inmates from staff sexual abuse.
It is a gross breach of trust for officials to commit sexual abuse, and no incarcerated person should have to endure it.
The Justice Department says this investigation sparked as a result of hundreds of private lawsuits that were filed in the last 2 years of incidents that have allegedly happened over the last decade at the Chowchilla prison. Allegations range from inappropriate groping during searches to rape.
Allowing such violence to drag on is cruel, inhumane, and unconstitutional. California must ensure that the people it incarcerates are reasonably protected from sexual abuse.
So far, officials say no one has been put on leave in this investigation and that the correctional officers under investigation range in rank.
Some inmates allege that they were unable to report the abuse because of the power imbalance that exists. Even more troublingly, some of these inmates report that when they did notify prison authorities about the abuse they had suffered, their pleas were ignored.
The extensive investigation is in collaboration with local jurisdictions and will include tours of facilities as well as looking into external systemic factors such as the possibility of overcrowding, lack of supervision, and staff vacancies.
And at this point, the investigation is still in its beginning stages. This week, a state court trial is scheduled for a former officer who is accused of several sexual assaults, including at the Chowchilla prison. And we reached out to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation and did receive comment. In a statement, Secretary Jeff McComber said, quote, sexual assault is a heinous violation of fundamental human dignity that is not tolerated under any circumstances within California's state prison system. He goes on to say, our department embraces transparency, and we fully welcome the U.S. Department of Justice's independent investigation. Warren, Graciela.
Hey, Central California, stay up to date with all the latest news and weather. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to ABC 30 Action News.